all be so lucky. So bless. So tell us, how did you get involved in music? How did you get to start playing the piano? And
Oh, my dad was a self-taught man. He worked on the riverfront, and he'd come home and he played the piano. I grew up around music, and I taught myself.
What? You didn't have any kind of formal education in playing music?
No kind of formal education, all learn how to play.
Wow. Yeah. And I think if I understand correctly, what I've heard, you're still on the quest to get better.
Yeah, well,
Because I understand that you're taking lessons with Mr. Rodney Dickinson, even at this, even now, right?
right.
See, that goes to show you, if you, for those who want to be a musician, you know, it's not a destination. It's a lifetime endeavor. It's a journey that we get on. We get on this, and we don't look for a destination. We just continue to get better and get better. And that's part of how life is too. You know, we just continue trying to get better, be better. So
The first song I learned was Salty Dog.
Huh? Salty Dog. What? Wow. I heard Thais Clark sing that song one time, Salty Dog.
But I don't know the words, but I can.
You know
the melody for you.
You play it, huh?
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, so I know during your career, you've worked and you played with some of the greatest blues and R&B legends who've come across this music. And tell us about some of your experiences with like T-Bone Walker and Guitar Slim.
That's when I first started out with Guitar Slim.
Guitar Slim?
Guitar Slim had a band, and I tried to think of the members in the band. But I can't place, I can see them, but I can't come up with the name. When I come up with a name, I say, oh, he played with Slim. He played with Slim. I played with Slim 3 years.
Uh-huh.
Now, what years I forgot?
3 years. 3 years with Guitar Slim. Yeah. So did you? I know you're one of the senior members now of. What about your time with T-Bone Walker? T-Bone Walker, the great blues singer.
Well, I didn't play with him that often.
You didn't play with him very much?
Yeah, T-Bone Walker. He was. I think a blues singer. I played with him. I enjoyed with him. And Joe Turner. Play with him.
Joe Turner.
Yeah, Big Joe Turner. I just had fun with everybody I played with.
Did you record with him?
No.
You didn't record?
No.
So let me ask you this. I know in your bio, I guess you're the most senior member of the Preservation Hall Jazz Band at this point, right?
I guess so.
I guess so too. So did you get a chance to play with the Humphrey brothers, like Willie Humphrey and Percy Humphrey?
Before my time.
Huh?
They were before my time.
They were a little bit before you.
Yeah. I listened to the music. I was trying to think of someone else I played with.
David Dollar.
David
My
Dollar.
mind is blank. I'm sorry.
You played with David Dollar, right?
I played with Dave about 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were strict, man. Well, we played his music. Whatever he played, whatever he wanted, that's what we did.
So when you were with Dave, was Smokey Johnson in the band?
I think so. Yeah, I think, yeah. Smokey was in the band.
Yeah, Smokey was in the
Yeah,
band.
good buddy of mine. We were tight.
Yeah. Well, we have Smokey Johnson's widow in the house too. Miss Gwen Johnson. She's very good. He worked with Fats Domino, and he did a lot of recordings in the New Orleans area. When he went to Detroit and played at Motown, Motown drummers, they had 2 drummers. And when Smokey played, they thought he was two drummers. And they wanted him to stay in Detroit, but he said, no, I gotta come back to New Orleans. So he came back to New Orleans. That's the legend of Smokey Jones. But we're gonna get back.
When I first came in, I saw his wife.
Huh?
I saw his wife, James Wein, right there.
What?
And I had to give her a kiss, but I hadn't seen her yet.
When you heard that?
Huh?
Tell him, say it again.
I said, when I first saw you sitting over there, I had to give you a kiss, but I hadn't seen her.
That's right. You'll be tight. You'll be tight.
That's right.
Yeah. We were real tight, man.
Tell us a little bit more about some of the musical experiences that you had.
Man, I don't remember anything.
That's all right.
I told you in 6 months I'll be 100, man.
Well, being almost 100 years old, I don't know how much time we have for this interview. I don't know how much time we have. But I want to ask you a question about this. Being almost 100 years old, and we're living in a time whereby, they have everything is moving fast. These digital phones, got microwaves, and you got, the internet and all this stuff. And you got AI.
What's that?
They call it artificial intelligence. Where they got robots doing stuff and cars driving themselves.
I had
and all
two
this
people
stuff.
take care of me.
Huh?
I have two people that take care of me, carry me away.
Uh-huh.
And I lay down all day if I want to. But that's bad. When I get up, I feel dizzy. When I stand up too fast, right now I'm looking at you, but I see darkness in my eyes, looking at everybody. It's strange feeling, man.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm glad to be alive. Man.
I guess what I was leading to was those things are having an effect on music, and I wanted to get your take on that, on this artificial stuff versus, analog of people playing live, and, what comes out of the spirit of people versus what goes on.
You can't beat live music.
Well, I know you have some friends in here. We have a lot of people in here who know you and who love you, and perhaps they would like to know something more about you that I'm not.
A lot of people come up and see me, and I'm glad to see them, but I don't know how to know
That's
what's
all
right.
Carrie, you got another one? This is Carrie Brown.
Hello, very good. I'm King, Bell Castle Street.
Oh, man. I've been living on Bell Castle just about all my life. We lived in 616 Bell Castle when I was like 9 or 10 years old. And we left from there and moved to 822 Bell Castle.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Carrie and Jane lived. That's a double house. Then I moved next door. They had German people used to live in the house next door. And I moved into, that's where I'm living at today. Where I can live like I want.
That's right. So you did what you had to do, you did what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's right. So you had a very a great neighbor who was a great musician that lived next to you, and that who was. I know when I came to your house for the cocktail fest, the last time I saw him, we played together for your birthday. And I'm speaking of Mr. James Rivers. Yeah, James Rivers. They were neighbors. And James would come over and kind of hang out. I'm not sure what was your relationship like living next door to James?
Well, we were just
did you all play?
good friends, that's all.
Hmm?
We were just good friends, good neighbors, and he could play here. He was something else.
Yes, it was.
He thought I was something else, I thought he was something else.
Well, just out of curiosity, did you all ever get a chance to play together? At the house. I've been to your house, man. You got all kind of
When James came
Ain't
over
got
there at my house,
that's what I'm talking about.
but I never go to his house.
But he'd come to your house,
Yeah.
and so y'all have like dual jam sessions?
No, I never had a jam session with anybody. I had no jam session with anybody that I can remember.
So you go with working?
I never was out of work.
Okay. Yes. Well,
That's all I can remember, Gary, when I was on Belcast, when I was a kid, that's all I can remember. I don't know if I was born on Belcast or not. We used to live at 616 Belcast, I was a double house. Yeah.
did you get a chance to work with Thomas Jefferson?
Yeah, I knew him, but I never played with him.
You know work with him?
No.
Carrie, I know Carrie, you worked with him.
Yeah, I worked.
You worked with Thomas Jefferson, trumpet player.
I played with quite a few people, man, I just can't remember. I see the faces, but I can't think of their names.
I understand that. I understand.
I was Lord Lammers band, we used to sit with
Lord Lamb.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he had Gus Fantino, he played alto, he was from New Iberia. And Joe Tillman, he was from New Orleans, he played tenor.
This is Slim's band, right?
Huh?
Is this Slim's band you're talking about?
I don't know, man.
Yeah. Lloyd was the band leader.
Yeah, Lord was a band leader, yeah. Man, I couldn't remember stuff, man.
It's all right.
Every time we recorded, we put it here, we recorded here, we recorded everywhere.
Ask a question, so everybody can hear. So they don't be stuck over this stuff.
So how many recordings do you think you played with Guitar Slim? It seems like they have just re-released about 5 different records.
Yeah, well,
Record they have about 12, 15 songs on it.
I know.
So how did that come about?
You just went to school and just started playing. That's all I'm saying, that's all I'm saying. We didn't have no ranges. And that's the strange thing about it. I began to ask this, how did we do that? And you start singing a song, next thing is boom. And you got a hit. And after the hit, I went on a road with it. We stayed I stayed with Slim 3 years, man. I don't know who came after Slim. I can't remember. Dan White and Cavaliers, he was a nice group. And somebody else, man.
You're going to.
Edgar Blanchard and Ghana did. And man, I just enjoyed myself with any band I played with. We had a good time. I can't think of nothing else.
Can you tell me, can you tell us anything about Tyler's, which is on the corner of your house? 12 Tyler's?
Well, Tyler's was there though. I mean, we could go and buy, that was segregation time. We could go there and buy stuff and bring it out for ourselves. But we could not buy anything.
You couldn't stay in there.
But now it's just, everything's fine today, but back then you couldn't do it. They're right on the corner where I live now.
Yes, sir.
In Sam Block.
Yeah.
I live at 822 where Carrie and James live. That's a double house.
Right.
And that's about 3 or 4 houses down is where Bell Castle and Magazine.
Magazine. Yes,
And I live in the next house, 814, by myself.
sir. Yes, sir.
So every time I gotta get up and move around, else I won't be able to walk around.
I understand.
And I feel that way because I've been in bed all week, have to catch it in.
Well, okay. That's great, Mr. Scott. Well, you still here, you looking well. And we want to, anybody else have any question, anything they want to ask Mr. Cotton while we have a chance? Yes, ma'am, what you got?
Yeah, what do you think, what do you consider your best work?
I couldn't do what you
Wait.
said.
I can't get this.
What do you consider your best work? What do you consider your best work? Your
You're
favorite
talking to
song?
them, I think. When I first saw them.
It's not on. Anybody else? Any other questions for Mr. Cotton? I'm sorry?
About the dewdrop.
Tell us about, do you know anything about the dewdrop?
I wake up several times, man. You never know who you're with when you get to do that. You never know who's gonna come up and play or what.
Okay.
I never played a ball game music, musician. I never played it.
He's a deacon in his church. He's a deacon in his church. That's his most important thing in life.
Oh, he's,
Oh, yeah, I was a deacon in my church, still a deacon in my church.
all right. Nobody, did everybody hear that? No, it's Mr. Cotton is a deacon in his church. What church? That's
Second Baptist,
huh?
4818 Laurel Street. I've been in that church so many years, over 40 years.
All right.
And I think I'm the oldest member there.
Well, it's working for you. You're still here with us.
And I'm glad to be here, thank God.
on saxophone. Guys on bass. Somebody on drums.
Thank you. So my first question for you, Ms. Cousins, what would you like to tell us about you?
No. But anyway. Yes. Okay. I wanted to say to you, thank you for coming, and thank you for being here. All the way back there, back when we had basics, back there at basics. Thank you for being back there. But I really do appreciate your being here, and I appreciate every musician that I have worked with in New Orleans. I am very grateful because those gentlemen were gentlemen,
Yeah.
musicians, and friends. So very much.
You know, you're such a lady, you're such an example of being regal and being, you know, you're such an outstanding lady. We didn't have any choice but to be respected. No choice.
Yeah, but it was fun, you know. To have fun. And some of the guys I did not know at all. And I got the gig, you know, and I said, oh Lord, what is this? What is that? I didn't meet them until we got on the radio station. So, I'm listening because June Gardner is there. You know, Red Tyler is there. You know, Edward Frank was there. You know, and these are people that I really got my first gig with at Mixers. Okay. And as a result of that, I had the opportunity, the privilege, and the blessing of being able to find musicians like these. And I get to work with them. I have to say this to you, but it was like going to school. You know, because we didn't have very many rehearsals. But when we were on there, you know, we might want to change something that we're doing. So for instance, if I had a suggestion to do, it had to be you, okay? And then somebody comes up and says, do you know the evening breeze caress the trees? Yes, I do. So I had to tell the guys, I'm not selecting either one of these. Because I had not done it in public before. And so I said, whatever you want to play is fine, but I'm telling you know, if I got to do it, I'll do it. But guess what?
What?
Every last one of those gentlemen on that bandstand was polite, supportive, creative, because they started doing things on that song instrumentally that I had never heard. So how do I work? So what I had to do, and this is why I'm saying this, that was my learning space.
Yeah.
I worked with people I didn't know. I saw them, but I didn't know them. And I had the opportunity to be called up. And you know, it was okay. And when I found out, I had a deal with those guys.
That's wonderful. I want to ask you a question a little bit about, that's part of your musical history.
Yeah.
But your history goes a little bit deeper than that, in that you were a bass player.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about how you got to bass? That, you know, that's not necessarily an instrument that you see a lot of females, playing. And I'm sure during the time that you were playing the bass, I'm sure it was even less, even fewer than that. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I'll say something to you about that. I went to Xavier University had what they call the Junior School of Music for children. And one day, well, I was going to McDonald 35 school. And my mother told me when I was leaving the house to go, be sure you come straight home. I said, oh, because I would get excited because but we were going to go on Canal Street by crowds. We would go there and shop. And she made most of my clothes, you know. So but you just do what your mama said and do, okay? And as a result of that, I got to be registered at Xavier University's Junior School of Music. It was open to students from elementary through high, you know. And some of them I knew because some of the guys I met were Ever Frank, Ellis Marsalis, Red Tyler, June Gardner, Chuck Bailey. You know, and I'm just naming these because these were people I had never worked with before, but I just happened to go into hear the group.
I'm still trying to find out Chuck Bailey.
Yeah,
He's a bass player.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to find out how you got to the bass.
But sister, what's the name that told you about?
Sister, no. It was Sister Letitia at Xavier University. One evening, I was told to come straight home and don't stop. Well, I knew we were going to crowds. Because we were going to buy fabric and all of that. But instead we ended up at Xavier University. And Xavier University had a program for children. And that was the junior, that's why we were called the junior school. And we had students, I had never seen colored children play a symphony before. I'm telling you the truth. And I'm not talking about it in a negative way. I'm trying to say that I had the opportunity and the blessing to be in an environment that prepared me for what I'm doing today. And I learned to play piano. I learned how to play bass because we had an orchestra, a string orchestra. You know, Edward Frank was in there playing violin. Ellis Marsalis was in there playing saxophone. You know, and so many of us met. And this was a wonderful thing for me. And when I decided, my mother told me I was going to go back to the school because I really didn't want to do it. But then she had a deal. Okay. So I was taught to play the bass. 2 other girls and I, the 3 of us, were taught to play bass.
Was this at Xavier?
At Xavier. It was called the Junior School of Music. It still exists.
Now, I got to ask you one other question, though. One other question. I've been around you for a long time, and and we've had conversations, and I've told you this before, that you are such an example, epitome of a lady, and you like walking royalty when you're off the bandstand. And you have been this kind of example for the girls that you were teaching at the all-girls school at Xavier. And so, but when you get to the bandstand, and you start rolling that shoulder, you got your hands on the hip, and you got your handkerchief, you might have a handkerchief and you whipping the floor and whatnot, and there is something inside of you that is so full of life and so much full of joy and so full of energy, And when the music hits you, you just can't help yourself. And I notice it's in your brother too. Glenn, sitting right there in the front row. He was playing a minute ago. He had to get up. He didn't be all watching him or anything else. He had to get up and do his number. So you all have that light, have that kind of that energy, that fire that's inside of you. Where does that come from?
My parents.
Talk a little bit about that for us.
My parents liked to mask on Mardi Gras. And they were in an organization, and that's what they planned. The whole year they planned on what they're going to do at Mardi Gras. And Mother made the outfits for the ladies, you know, and the guys, they had some kind of coats made with green stuff. I remember that, because see, I was the firstborn in that family. I forgot what the name of the group was, but my daddy played the drums, you know, boom, boom, ba-doom, doom, that kind of whatever, you know. And my mother, she masked. It was just like a carnival parade, you know, but you got it all colored. You know, that was a big word. But they went out, you know, and Mother made the costumes and the men had their own stuff made. And when it was time to parade, I had been born earlier, you know, in March, and here I come at the end of March. So that's how come it broke down like that. And you see, y'all got to remember, when I heard the music in the baby's crib, and I was stopped. Because it was on carnival time. And my mother and father were out masking with their team and everything. And I was with my grandmother, and she had the radio on, and, you know, big band kind of stuff. And when my mother got over to her place to come get me, my grandmother said, and my mother told me this, she said, when we got home, you know what your grand did? I said, no. She said, your grand said, it's time for you to be back talking to her, you know, and then, because this child been kicking her feet ever since she and the music was playing, you know, and she said, yeah, this child been kicking her feet, you know, now she's not gonna rip it. My mother said, look, mother, she's gonna be all right. And I was, because I didn't get a chance to run through that house every time I was there. And you know how little children do when they see an open piano. So when I'd be leaving, you know, I just run and get to that piano and you know, out the door, you know, because I'm going home. And that was a part of it, and that's how I got started in it.
So you want to tell us about how your dad caught you tapping on the furniture in your home?
Yeah. Well, you know, you see the stuff, the movies, and you see the Shirley Temple and all of those people, and they're tapping on the stairs, and they're tapping on the dinner table, and they're sliding down. Well, my job was that in the evenings when I came home from school, my father worked at night, and my job was to prepare his lunch, you know. So I'd be in the kitchen, the radio's on, and then you hear the Ink Spots sing, and the Mills Brothers, and all of those people. And one day I happened to be dancing on the table. I was in the kitchen alone. You know, we had a little radio in there. But the music was playing, and I had seen these guys tapping and moving. And I decided, well, I'm going to do that. And I'll be honest with you, I had no idea my father was there.
Did he encourage you when he saw you dance?
And he encouraged me. He stood up laughing and all right. I said, Daddy. Daddy said, I'm not going to do anything. He called me baby, you know. But it was, and I'm saying all this to you, y'all, because when I do this, it reminds me of good times in my life, you know. And it's been fun. I've met some wonderful people, you know, and I've met some very wonderful people. Yeah, and they've opened the door for me in so many ways that they've done things that recommended me, you know, for jobs or something like that. And, I'm talking too much.
No,
No.
you're not.
We want you to talk. But Lou, you have a question?
Go ahead.
I want to know about your relationship with Ellis Marcellus.
Oh!
The reason I'm asking that is because we had a gig at the Ellis Marcellus Center. It was a group matches, and it's a group I put together with myself, Sharon Powell, and Jason Marcellus. We had played there at the Ellis Marcellus Center. Ms. Jermaine was in the audience. Mr. Ellis Marcellus was in the audience as well. And it just so happened that when we finished playing, he wanted to set in with us. So when Ellis Marcellus wants to set in, you know, he has an open invitation. You know, it's open. We invited him to come up. So I look out in the audience, I see Miss Jermaine, she's sitting there. And then, you know, I said, Miss Jermaine, you want to come sing something? Sure. So she said, yeah. So she comes up. When she comes up, we're backstage and we're trying to figure out what we're going to do, what she's going to do. And just so happened that they were getting ready to do a performance, I don't know, with the symphony. And she says, oh, this would be a good time to rehearse our song that we're going to do. And so she sends us, she said, okay, y'all can go. The rest, myself, Shannon, and you know, Jason, y'all can go. Ellis is on the stage now. So, and they do a tune called Miss Otis Regrets. And it just so happened that when she was singing the song, you could hear a pin drop in the place. And she said, she was like, Ellis is the only person that knows how to accompany me on this particular song. And less than a month later, he was gone because of COVID. But I know that y'all had a wonderful history together, and I want you to just talk a little bit about your history, your coming up with him, you know, with Nat Caroline and Jane Black and Ed Frank, you know, I know all these people, John Boudreaux, all these people. So I want you to tell us a little bit about your history and your life with Ellis Marcellus.
Well, I go back to the junior school because that's where I met Ellis. And Ellis was playing violin and saxophone and clarinet. And we had I guess about 50, 60 of us. You know, and it was Ellis Marcellus, Edward Frank, Martinez, Maurice Martinez. Yeah, you know, and the rest of them I don't remember. Okay. Because that's a long time ago. But really, I need to say to you, and it will cover it all. I still feel that I am very fortunate to have had the gifts that I had, and that is the voice. I still feel that I'm glad that I had the teachers that I had at the Junior School of Music. I went there and I was supposed to be taking piano lessons. So I took piano lessons. And my piano teacher sent me down to the head of the school and told her that I'm advanced. So I'm ahead of the students that I was in there with. I didn't know that, didn't care, but I found out how I got there, you see. And then, of course, went to the piano lessons and I ended up in the voice class. Okay. What's the boy's name, please? But, I can't think of it. Yeah, it'll come back after I'm gone.
But when you were talking about Ellis, so I can remember one time at Snug Harbor, he was playing and he invited you up to the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And my understanding is that you and Ellis had done several gigs together for years on end. So the thing about that is that she walks up on the stage, Ellis, she calls out a song, right? So they play the song, and Ellis, if you would know him, segue into the next song. And then he went into another song. And you say it again. And then you say, wait a minute, this is not my gig. And Ellis tell me, oh, audience, I'm so sorry. He said, I played with her so long, I went through the whole song list.
But you know, Ellis and I had the same music teacher at the junior school, you know, and I was fortunate enough to be taught how to play bass.
Yeah.
And by playing bass there, I was able to get gigs, you know, when I graduated from college. Because I played in the orchestra, the university orchestra, you know, and I had been listening to the guys in the other clubs. And then I got bold enough to ask, may I play a song? And that was with Red Tyler, Juke Shaw,
Chuck Bailey.
What about your time with Bill Burnett? Yeah.
yeah, but it wasn't at that time.
So we have another friend here that want to tell you about a great story. Okay. Victor? We're going. Have a seat. Yeah.
Good evening. It's such an honor to sit on this bandstand with this fantastic, wonderful, beautiful lady again. How about it for Jermaine Bassett? She has influenced me in so many ways as an educator, as a musician, and a person. And one of the things I used to love to hear her sing, she would sing Day by Day. And her and Ray Tyler would have these lines that they worked out. They became the arrangers of the songs. You want to tell them about that? Don't be shy now.
You know, he's doing this on his own. And who was the player the piano? Edward? Was it Edward Frank?
You might have been at first, yes, yeah.
Edward Frank, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that left on. We didn't know. You could tell what nobody's playing.
He was a youngster when we were in junior school. Alice was in that group, you know. But Edward played violin, and he'd have all the girls just slipping out the seats. Because now he's playing the violin, you know, and they taught all of that. They taught me to play bass, you know. But Edward would play and he'd put that smile on his face while he's playing. And the girls said, but anyway, Edward was a wonderful, wonderful musician because guess what? When I was enrolled in the program at Xavier, the Junior School of Music, I was also taught how to play bass. So they needed a bass player in the office. So my piano teacher decided, because she was running the whole thing. So she decided that two other young ladies and me, the three of us would play bass. I was going to play bass. When I told my mother I didn't want to play that, she said, well, you want to stay here? She brought me to the, and I went to,
You were talking about that story, I just thought about it again. You were talking about that song, but this was in Barbados in 1985. Noel Kennedy was on the drums, Reginald Veal was on the bass, and of course Ellis Preston on the piano. Miss Basil was out there with it. And it was around the time when Winton was out. He had a song called Sister Cheryl.
Right.
And you know, we were all checking that out. But some kind of a Reginald Veal, you know Reginald Veal, expected the unexpected. And Peter, he started playing this line like, find me a B flat. So he was still playing that line. That's right, all the way up to that third. I heard. And one of the great drummers for New Orleans was Bernal Fournier, who played with Ahmad Jamal. And of course, Mr. Riley here was a long singer, Mr. Jamal. So they started playing a group that originated not only out of New Orleans, but in the industry is known as the Poinciana group now. And so, Ms. Basil, as you may have heard, she said, Noel started to do something like this. And that's what he did next. So, and all she can do is what she's about to do.
We had so many nights with Ellis, and so many great ladies.
Oh, yeah.
I miss Red Tyler and that tone. He had the magic.
Yeah.
And we're just so blessed to have her with us, and with us today, and here for so much longer that I just can't get enough. Can anybody get enough?
We have a special request. I don't know if you take requests, but we have a special request. And do you, I mean, if you up to it, we would like to do 2 more tunes. The first one we're going to do is When You're Smiling. That's okay with you? Okay, all right, we'll do that. And then the next one we'll do a blues. Now, you know, I had the pleasure. I don't know how many recordings you've done, but I had the pleasure of being on one recording with you. And that's the recording we did with the CAC band. It was a live band, it was a live big band. It was a live big band. David Tokanowski was the producer, he kind of produced it, put it all together. And so we had 3 great singers who were on this recording. The great Johnny Adams, one, George French, the other, and the great Mr. Mandela. So they did a blues medley together. So when we finish, after we do When You're Smiling, we'd like you to do Every Day I Have the Blues. But look, when you do that, I want to remind you about to do something. Please, this is my request. I want you to do that thing when the guy was trying to pick you up in a bar. Remember that one? He was trying to pick her up, and she's talking about it. She in the blues. So we're going to get to that in a minute. All right? Don't you know what happened? Come! She turned in the corner and you know what I'm talking about? All right. So we'll do When You're Smiling, and then we'll do Every Day I Have the Blues. Right. Every day. Now, you're one of the few singers that know your key. I don't mean to step on anybody's toes, but this lady here plays the bass, plays the piano, but she knows the keys that she sings in. So when you ask her what key she's singing, she doesn't have to say, I'm in whiskey. She knows her key. Come on, Oscar, let's go, bro. Every day I have to be when you're smiling. And then we're going to do every day.
We're going to be smiling.
We're going to be smiling every day.
Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, you have no idea how blessed I feel up here. Because this kind of thing just happens. And sometimes you have to wonder, what did happen? And then you get scared. But you don't know who you're working with. You never worked with them before, or something like that. But then, by the same token, it's a challenge. And it means that whatever musical skills I have or whatever, they better come out and start working. You know? Because it's really, if I say anything more, it's going to be repeating myself. But I just want you to know that the gentlemen that I have worked with on these gigs have been gentlemen all the way. You know? And it's no play or anything, it's respect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we do. And it's encouraging too, because you can feel it and hear it, you know, when they're working with you. There are little progressions that they make when you're playing, you know, and they're guiding me to where I want to go. So if I'm talking too much, I'm sorry. But I just have to let you know how much I appreciate these gentlemen who have, I can't say biology because I don't know. But but I appreciate this so very much. Yeah, I appreciate this because, listen, it's about some of these guys. When you're smiling, when you're smiling, the whole world might lose you. When you're laughing, when you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. But when you're crying, oh, you bring on the rain. So stop your crying. Be happy again when you're smiling. When you're smiling, the whole world smiling with you. what I'm saying. And when we do that, then we're being honest with ourselves. Okay. So I think this song exactly like you. They call it Prozac. Okay. I know what happened. Know what I've been through. Brave each night.